Here's why I'm moving to YouTube from Instagram. I have some bossa nova playing in the background. Don't know if you can hear it. I'm just like, it's such a mood, such a vibe. I feel so relaxed. Instagram is such a short-term content platform. YouTube is kind of this mix between SEO, searchability, and also storytelling. I love storytelling. I love visuals. I used to be a photographer, still am. Just capturing beautiful visuals, weaving in storytelling as well as like giving value to people in the way that they would be searching for it. And I should have really hopped onto YouTube a lot earlier. Just a lot of like fears and imposter syndrome and limiting beliefs obviously like stand in the way of that. And not to mention, it takes a lot of time to create scripts and get everything set up. And you start overthinking everything because you look at other people and you're like, oh my God, that looks so professional. Mine doesn't, because I don't have the right gear, editing software. The reason why everybody's on Instagram and not a lot of people are on YouTube is because Instagram is significantly easier to get into, like very, very low barrier to entry in terms of creating content. It's just a lot harder to be consistent on YouTube when you have all these other moving parts and audio, video quality, uploading it. If you're not on YouTube, you will not understand or believe the amount of work and thinking and planning that goes ahead into like even just creating one video. You don't want to just like put in all this effort to create a video and then not do everything you can to optimize for it to be seen as by as many people as possible, to like give this piece of content the best shot it has to reaching as many people as you want it to. And so I struggle with this for sure because I start getting into this like overly perfectionism, and sometimes just done is better than being perfect. Aside from, short-term content, long-term content, I find that there's a trend of people moving away from Instagram in general and that they're really only on Instagram for their business. People are on Instagram to escape, to find entertainment. They don't really want to be like sold to on there. They don't really want to be there to like learn things. It's not necessarily an educational platform. They want to be inspired. They want to have a good laugh. They want to connect with people. And so I think if you're marketing on Instagram from that place, you're going to be very successful. But for people like myself, where I get so easily caught up in that Instagram like rabbit hole that I've decided to delete it off my phone entirely. And I don't really use it for my business. I have a few posts there. I had a whole strategy. I had hired social media managers, all the things. And in the end, when it accounted for less than 5% of our leads, I was like, nah, it's not worth it. Like, I think I lost more money in hiring people to run Instagram and to create content for Instagram. And I think so many creatives are also clearly on Instagram because it's a visual platform. Of course, it makes sense, right? It's easy, low barrier to entry. Like, you create your work, you post it, it's great. Like, nothing wrong with that. The issue comes when you start spending 80% of your time on this one platform that doesn't really give you the returns that you need or that you want, right? And at any time, it can also block you, delete your things, shadow ban you for whatever reason. I know people who have had like 20, 30K followers, more, some of them, and then suddenly just got shadow banned. And if they didn't have an email list, their YouTube or other platforms, they wouldn't have business anymore. That's pretty scary to put your eggs in one basket. So I think that's one aspect as well. The other aspect is being like, I don't enjoy using Instagram for business. People have very short attention spans, and there's only so deep you can kind of go with a reel or a post. It doesn't really connect with people at the depth that I want to connect with my audience. I was trying to create content that didn't fully align with my own values. Last year, I experimented with creating some YouTube videos myself. I really enjoyed just speaking from my heart and seeing what comes up, because I really don't know what's going to come up. And I really enjoyed being able to go deeper and share this with you guys, with more people. And then not having any expectation, not thinking that anyone is going to watch or see or even comment or even DM me afterwards and personally like having a conversation with me or thanking me or just telling me that they felt really heard and seen and understood. I just think not having that expectation and then getting such amazing feedback from people. And I didn't do it for the likes. I didn't do it for the follow. I didn't do it for any other reason than I just felt cool to share this. I filmed it and then I had the courage to share it. The other side of my brain was like, oh, Emily, you should like drop your bead magnet link and etc. And you should drop your website and all these things in the description so that people can find you. At least make it useful. And so I did do that for some of my videos, but like that was like an afterthought. I was like, yeah, I should maybe mesh business with the things that I want to talk about. But so this is my current dilemma. I miss having a creative outlet that is not business related. And with YouTube, I think why I procrastinated so long to like make more videos was like, I was like, oh, I don't have a clear direction. I don't have clarity. I feel like I should make videos about websites, lead gen and marketing and funnels because I'm good at that. And that's what I teach clients and do for clients. And then I can, build a whole passive offering funnel, in the back end and automate the whole system. And then that would be my 2025. That would be, I could do that and that would be a very successful year. And yet the other side of me, it's like, I don't want to talk about more business marketing thing. Of course, it's like it will come up because I'll use it in my examples and stories and things like that. And even this video itself, it's like Instagram versus YouTube. But that's not the core of what excites me. And I know that if I was to do that, it would very quickly just like, fizzle out, and I just wouldn't. It would feel like a chore, not something that I feel lit up to talk about. It's funny because I had a whole bunch of other videos listed out that were much more business focused. And then when I actually went to film, I like cut all the other ones out and I just had the ones where I got to share a little bit more like personal thoughts, philosophies, values, like things where it wasn't so like, this is what you should do. What I'm really wanting to create for myself on this platform on YouTube is more of a personal brand and not just another marketing funnel. Like I want to go on and create other things in the future that is not just tied to my current business. And I don't want to share things, skills, tactics, whatnot that are going to be outdated in a few years' time, which they are. Like everything's moving at such an accelerated speed. And the content that I feel called to share more of is kind of more like timeless principles, wisdom, lessons, experiences that I have learned the hard way that I want to pass on and share. And these are things that will be most likely more timeless than the latest funnel strategy or Squarespace website tip or coding, whatnot. And I watched a YouTube video from Chris Do recently. If you don't know Chris, he's like one of my inspirations on YouTube. I love the way that he shows up so authentically, so grounded in himself. And he was talking about personal brands. Like, is someone just like a celebrity or do they have a personal brand? And like what encompasses a personal brand? Personal brand is somebody who lets you in on their struggles as well. And you're emotionally invested in someone's story. Celebrities or people who are incredibly well-known and popular, you might not know their full story. Like they have visibility, but it's not the same as having personal brand. From that standpoint, even just making this video, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I should have everything more structured. I should be less fluffy with my words. And just, I see a lot of successful YouTubers out there and there's a whole wide spectrum, right? And so I think it was really just at the end of the day, giving myself permission to just create content that flows for me and that feels like me, and not trying to be someone else that I'm not, or not trying to create content like someone else because I'm not them. Like this feels natural to me, just talking like free flow, right? Or taking you with me to the forest in Monsanto and just like hiking, walking, like things when I'm moving, words flow out of me a lot more like intuitively, I would say. I see a huge trend from my clients and my clients and everybody in this space, really. It's like, oh my God, fuck Instagram. Like, I'm so done with Instagram. I'm out. I'm going to move on to YouTube. And I think that you don't own Instagram and you don't own YouTube. Like, what do you have behind that is yours, right? And for me, it's like, I'm not going to be depending on YouTube either. I'm not going to be depending on Instagram. I actually own my email list. That is an asset that I have, that my business has. You actually want to get them onto a platform, onto something that you own, and that is the email list. So if you don't have that, you should really think about how to collect more email lists, email subscribers. And it's not just about like sign up to my email list. It's like, no, like what are you giving them that is valuable that they would want to sign up for your list, right? And from there, then you are able to market directly to the people who are interested in you. And they've come from Instagram or your YouTube channel where they like your vibe, they like your presence, how you speak, and they're already considered like a warm lead, hot lead. And so it's like, you can't just rely on any platform that you don't own. There has to be somewhat of a flow down the funnel to then your offer. Otherwise, you are just creating a lot of effort for yourself, because no one is just going to remember that you were on YouTube or you were that Instagram handle. They're not just going to come find you. If you're going to create content, be smart with it. That's even though I've decided that I'm going to create on here, not so much for my business. This is like funnel, but it's going to be more of a personal brand, me sharing things that I've learned. And at the same time, it's like I will also have resources down below where if you are interested in growing your business, building funnels and, you know, freeing up your time and building better systems, like I will have all of that below. But it's like, that's not why you came here, I suppose. It's like you can get those strategies anywhere. It's like, why would you want to listen to me? It's like, hopefully because you resonate with the way I say things and how I say it, and yeah, kind of just the way I think about business and personal branding, etc. And so I really do think 2025 is going to be the year that everybody starts a YouTube channel. Like by everywhere, I literally meet everybody. I think 3 years ago, it was like all our Instagram. Really, 2025 is, we're going to see so many YouTube channels starting. And also me, myself included, like I'm recommitting to posting one video every single week. And so I have obviously a lot of clients in the same boat. What I'm trying to guide them with and help them is like, what is the strategy behind it? Like, don't just create content for the sake of creating content. It's like, what's behind it, right? And for me, it's like, even though I've decided I'm not going to have a whole bunch of funnels behind it, but really use it as a creative outlet, personal brand, like that's the purpose of my channel here. And like, of course, down the line, like things I might share, affiliate links, resources, free lead magnets that I create myself that might be helpful for you based on whatever topic that I'm speaking about. For those who are looking to jump onto the YouTube boat, I would say the hardest thing is really just to get started. I do see a lot of YouTube, let's say entrepreneurs who are on YouTube, and what they've done is recorded like a Zoom session recording and just posted it up there. It's kind of like a podcast, but like doubles up as a YouTube video. But I think that doesn't really do so well. And so it's like, if you are going to put in all of that time, effort, whatnot into creating a piece of content, it's like, yes, trial and error, and at the same time create content for that platform, not for podcasts or not for Instagram and splicing it together for, you know, for YouTube. I think that's really important because like, as someone, like I have studied and analyzed like thousands of YouTube videos. Like I studied the thumbnails, I studied like the lighting, the studio, the everything. And then from that, I gather like, okay, this is what I want to experiment with. This is what I've seen does really well. This matters. This doesn't matter so much, and kind of gauging that for yourself. And last thing I will say as well, just because I do help some clients with their own like YouTube channels, thumbnails, titles, the whole process, editing, feedbacks and things like that, like you don't have to do it all yourself, right? And I think even for me, like I have an editor to help me with this, and my clients have me help them with the scripting and the whole process and managing all of that. So it's like you don't have to do it yourself. If you have the money to also invest in outsourcing and having external help, like then do it, because the amount of weight it lifts off your shoulders, not having to like edit, not having to like even post or even write this SEO description, or even have to like think about the title of thumbnail. Like, like that, all they have to do is just like sit there, film. I like create the script for them, and they're just like, cool, they show up and they film, and then they're just like hand it off. Like that is amazing. I would highly recommend like looking for people, maybe Upwork or people in your circle who might be able to just help you create that YouTube strategy for you. Someone who's in that space, or maybe do a course on it. I know Ali Abdal has an amazing part-time YouTuber Academy course. It is a lot of content in there, right? But that's more for people who want to do it themselves. If you want to just like hire out, like happy to also share some of my contacts with you if you want to just like drop me an email or something down below. I'll also share some resources that to just help you think about like that overarching strategy if you are using it to help market your offers in your business, right? So anyway, hope you found that helpful, and I hope you had a beautiful day. See you in the next one. Ciao.